Welcome into another edition of the NBA 411. I'm Prims Ripapat. The Western Conference Finals are set. It's the Spurs versus the Thunder. Number 1 versus number 2, old versus new. Should be good. Meanwhile, in the East, the Boston Celtics and Miami Heat both have a 3-2 series lead over the 76ers and Pacers, respectively. And good news for the C's and Heat. In a best-of-7 series, the team that won Game 5 when the series is tied 2-2 has gone on to win the series 83% of the time. Now, for more on what's hot with the Heat, here's Mike Wallace. Mike?
The Miami Heat are finally starting to get something that's been missing for much too long in this playoff series against the Indiana Pacers. No, Chris Bosh didn't come back from that strained abdominal muscle he sustained in Game 1. But the Heat are starting to get a major boost from role players who are stepping into the void. When Shane Battier can regain his shooting stroke and get you 13 points, when Mario Chalmers can snag 11 rebounds from the point guard position, when Joel Anthony can block 4 shots, and Udonis Haslem, bandaged and stitched up and all, can be the rugged enforcer that this team needs against the tough Pacers, Miami can be a pretty difficult team to deal with in the playoffs. And I haven't even mentioned LeBron James and Dwayne Wade yet. That tells you where this series is as the Heat take a 3-2 lead into Indiana for Game 6 on Thursday. If you follow this series close enough, you'd know to expect nothing less than a strong counter from the Pacers in an attempt to knock this thing back to Miami for a decisive Game 7.
Thanks, Mike. That's the word from the East. Now let's head out west to Jeff Kaplan, who reports on what's ahead for the Spurs. Jeff?
When the San Antonio Spurs open the Western Conference Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder, offense is not going to be the key issue for the Spurs. They're the most diversified and highest scoring offense in the playoffs, so scoring points is not going to be a problem. The issue then becomes at the other end of the floor and controlling the second highest scoring team, and that's the Thunder, with the three-headed monster of Kevin Durant, the 3-time scoring champ, James Harden, the sixth man of the year, and the explosive point guard Russell Westbrook. And it's with Westbrook where Tony Parker is going to be needed desperately on the defensive end to control Westbrook and his pull-up jumper at the free throw line, a play that he has been absolutely devastating with against both the Lakers and in the first round, the Dallas Mavericks. Westbrook shot a career-high 45% from the field this season, and he's increased that to 47% in the playoffs, using the pull-up jumper as his most devastating weapon, and that's where Tony Parker and the Spurs are going to have to concentrate their defensive efforts.
The X factor for the Oklahoma City Thunder is their athleticism. The question for the Oklahoma City Thunder is how do you best deploy it? Scott Brooks and Kevin Durant have always been most comfortable with Durant playing the small forward position where he can guard other perimeter players. But against San Antonio and their platoon of more perimeter-oriented centers, the Thunder have a golden opportunity to slide Durant over to the power forward position and really open up the floor, create driving opportunities for Westbrook and Durant, better looks along the perimeter for guys like James Harden, Daquan Cook, and Pablo Sefolosha, and you can still use the size and athleticism of Serge Ibaka at the 5. Will the Thunder take that risk? We'll see.
Thanks, guys. Now for our buzzer beater of the day. The Golden State Warriors will soon be packing up and moving back to scenic San Francisco. The plan is for the Warriors to leave Oakland by 2017 and build a $500 million arena near the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge, just blocks from the Giants ballpark and the downtown financial district. And even though they've only made one playoff appearance since 1994, at least the Warriors will have some nice digs to play in. Now, what to watch for? We have 2 playoff games on our air this week. On Wednesday, the Celtics visit the Sixers in Philly for Game 6 as they lead the series 3-2. Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on Thursday, the Miami Heat are in Indiana. Also, they lead the series 3-2. Game time is at 8 p.m. These games are all on ESPN and ESPN3. That's going to do it for this edition of the NBA 411. We'll see you guys right back here on Monday. I'm Prims Ripapat. Enjoy the games.